Ollie the Oyster wanted to find treasure. So he went up to his dad and he said, "Dad, Dad, do you know where some treasure is?" And his dad said, "Ollie, the treasure is within you." And Ollie said, "Okay, but I think I want to go out into the world and find some treasure." And his dad said, "Okay, go ahead." And so Ollie swam out into the ocean. He's going to close his shell and open his shell. And that's how he's swimming. He's closing his shell and opening his shell until he meets a school of dolphins. Let's get into dolphin pose. Dolphin pose is on our elbows like this, with our hands together and our feet up like this. The dolphins go up and down, up and down, and up and down. Ollie goes over to the dolphins and says, "Hello, hello, do you guys know where some treasure is?" And the dolphins say, "No, but we have so much fun riding near these boats. Come try this with us." And so they go up and down, following the boats, and they have so much fun, and so does Ollie. But Ollie is still really, really interested in finding treasure. So he swims deeper down into the ocean, to the middle of the ocean. He closes his shell and opens his shell, and closes his shell and opens his shell, until he meets giant sea turtles. Sea turtle position is like this. We take our hands and we walk them underneath our legs. Ollie the Oyster says, "Hey, Mr. Sea Turtles, do you know where any treasure is?" And the sea turtles say, "Dude, we just ride the currents. Come, ride the currents with us." And so he did. He rode the currents with the sea turtles for many, many miles, until he thought, "This is great, but I really still want to try to find some treasure." So Ollie swam deeper into the ocean. He closed his shell and opened it, and closed his shell and opened it, until he got to the bottom of the ocean. And he saw a manta ray on the bottom of the ocean. Let's all get on our bellies and come down into manta ray pose by putting our hands on our hips. Now we're going to lift off the floor, our legs and arms, and lift off the floor. And Ollie went up to the manta ray and said, "Do you know where the treasure is, manta ray?" And he said, "No, I just like making beautiful drawings on the sand of the ocean floor. You want to come make them with me?" And then they just totally go away because of the waves. It's amazing. Come do it with me. And so Ollie went over with the manta ray and made beautiful art in the sand on the bottom of the ocean. But he still really wanted to find the treasure. But it didn't seem like anyone in the ocean had any idea where it might be. So he decided to go home for a while. He swam to the surface. He closed his shell and opened his shell, and closed his shell and opened his shell. And he got back up to the surface and said, "Dad, Dad, I couldn't find any treasure in the ocean." And he said, "Open your shell, son." And so Ollie opened up his shell, and inside was a beautiful giant pearl. And his dad said, "You see, Ollie, the treasure has always been within you." And Ollie said, "Dad, you're right. I want you to have this." And his dad said, "Thank you, Ollie." And Ollie said, "I'm going to go back in the ocean with my friends, swim with the dolphins and the sea turtles, and make drawings on the bottom of the ocean with the manta ray. That's the real treasure in life." And so he closed his shell and opened it, and closed and opened it, and he had the most wonderful adventure of his life. We always end with a forward bend. The end.